Hello, there, beautiful people. Good evening from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Time today it's 9:30 p.m. here. A kind of like a warm, breezy, humid day, and I'm doing three summer fragrances. Two are done. This is the last one, and this is a special one. This one I got recent times, and from a page here. I'll tell you the story, how I got to know about it, and how I got it, and what I feel about it compared with some other perfumes that is similar, but it's one of those unicorns, like very hard to find. You will not find it every day walking to a store. If you're lucky, you'll pick up this bottle. Okay, so this is a Davidoff fragrance. Davidoff makes perfumes, cigars, coffee, a lot of stuff. It's a great designer brand, affordable, and on most part Davidoff fragrances are cool waters, hot water, Davidoff other lines, whatever they made. So Davidoff basically gave you pocket friendly fragrances, and many of the fragrances like Zeno, great, right? So the fragrance we'll be talking about, it's a flanker to something also I have, which is called Adventure Eau Fraiche. Okay, so this is the fragrance which is a flanker to original Davidoff Adventure, and I think there's one more or a couple more like a flanker to this which are also limited releases. So this is a very nice perfume. I really like this. It is sort of like a casual summer orangey cedar, like a woody spicy. Think of like a fresh adventurous fragrance for summer, and it's a nice cedar perfume. Basically it's a cedar fragrance, so good for fall. Okay, and I have quite a few fragrances like that. So this and Eau Fraiche has very little connection. Okay, just one note that connect them, but rest of it, it's all like it's Eau Fraiche. Okay, it's a total different fragrance. How I got to know about it, I first of all saw Perfume Center. This is one of the pages. They take pre-order, and this owner is Mr. Masood. So I know him for many years. I bought many fragrances from his shop, and he gave me some of the best deals. So this brother, he posted, I think their page posted sort of a new shipment, or they're taking pre-order, something like that. And I saw on the story of their Facebook page. And I'm like, what is this fragrance? I did some research, obviously didn't immediately knock him. I saw one of our brothers long time back, Senior Fragrantia, I think his name is Senor Fragrantia or Senior, something. And he is one of the OG collectors. He has a lot of Zeno Old Batch, and he has Davidoff Good Life, some of the rarest perfumes. And he's one of the vintage collectors. Massive respect for him. He used to post a lot in our group. Nowadays, I think he got a little bit busy. I never know who he was. He always under like like a little bit privacy. But I saw his post. I'm like, interested. And then I saw, of course, Fragrantica and people how they describe it. It was like okay. The release was not very exciting, but the notes breakdown sort of told me like, okay, I may want it. So I asked him how much. So he gave me a very good price, not disclosing the price, but it was not as cheap. Okay, so it's between like not very cheap and not super expensive, somewhere in between. It's a little bit higher than Davidoff. Okay, but for vintage, my brother, he gave me unbeatable price, so I am thankful to him. The main reason for me to take it, I went to YouTube. Okay, and I searched for it. Did anybody talk about this? Because this is 2010 release, and this is kind of fragrances. This is before sort of like fragrance community sort of took off. Like 2009, Mark started the 7-9. So that time maybe they talked about it. I'm like nothing. Maybe there are reviews, but I couldn't find. So I'm like, I'm gonna be the one reviewing this. I was doing a video yesterday, and this is when the mailman came, and they were calling me. And I showed you this perfume. Okay, and I did say I do this for passion. I'm a fragrance junkie. So here you go. Sorry about the long intro. Okay, so here you go. Here's the review. Here's the nice box. Nice lime color box. Okay, both sides it says the name, Eau Fraiche, Davidoff, and I think this is EDT or the toilette concentration. The side information up there, Davidoff, and base. I think there's this price tag or something was there. Anyway, it's not my concern, but it was perhaps in the shop where he got it from. So this is a vintage fragrance. The bottle follows the original, but a little bit different. I'll show you side by side. You can pick up the differences. If you see side by side, the original Adventure a little bit taller, okay, and it has a metal plate up there, which this one doesn't have. So they'll be a little bit different, okay. And base looks like that, okay. Top looks like top. Everything, the caps are almost similar, but this one is a little smaller. But both the bottle sizes are 100 ml. The name of the perfume is a little bit like a pebble, very nice smooth finishing. Looks like a bar of Irish Spring soap. The cap is not very heavy. It has maybe metal. Okay, let's show you the spray. Good atomizer. And lucky for me, sometimes with vintage fragrance, what happens is the juice level goes down rapidly. Sometimes the opening dies down, like it becomes weak juice, sometimes gone bad. So this one, it was kept in a very pristine condition. I got it for like this. It's like a proper, it's like brand new, fresh, no problem. So the notes from this are, I think, from Fragrantica: bergamot, mandarin orange, neroli, ginger, basil, vetiver, Virginian cedar, and musk. So if you see Fragrantica, some of the reviewers, some of the guys who used it, they said, I tried back in the days, wasn't anything special. Very nice blast of citrus. It's like powerful, overpowering citrus, like a lemonade or something like room air freshener, in a way, you know. And then some people say this was just like the original, like it's just a little twist on the original, which is a cedar-based perfume, like woody, kind of sweet, fresh fragrance, mild spicy. But this is, when I tried it, I got a little bit different. Okay, I'll tell you my experience. When I sprayed, you know, you know, very zesty, very zesty. You see the color of the juice. This is how the opening is. It's like a lemon leaf. Okay, mixes with basil. Okay, or basil, wherever you are. This one is that green citrusy opening. It reminds me of a lot of perfumes like Eau de Rojas, Dior Eau Sauvage, fragrance like Armani Eau Purhomme, and then some of the other fragrance I'll show you. If you like these, Chanel Allure Sport cologne, then if you enjoyed Dior cologne, okay. And the most I would say this is comparable to is Versace's Versens. They are very similar in color. It looks like the same family, but Versace, there's differences, two differences with this. Versace lasts a whole lot longer than this, okay. Versace, it will give you this discontinued women's perfume. It's a hidden gem, Versace Versens. Take a screenshot and buy this when you can. This has to be one of the best summer fragrances ever, okay, Versace ever made. It's better than Versace All Fresh, Versace's Purhomme, okay, because of that longevity. Crazy good. Citrus, neroli, lemon, florals, amazing. But this is a tad bit sweeter and leans more on unisex side. So these are the two differences with this. This is more masculine. It's kind of like a guy's cologne, okay, and the composition is not that sweet. So you get dry down, you get kind of like a that you can see this, they start changing a little bit from citrus. Some say the remaining is only citrus. I say the opening is citrus, but the citrus goes away. It starts becoming a little bit sweeter. The heart note, I get that ginger dimension. So it feels like a little bit pink pepper or something spicy, but not over the top spice. You get kind of like a soapy CK Eternity. Think of that if CK Eternity had a little bit more citrus, and then the green vetiver. If you mix it, you get something like it. So yeah, Versace Versens, Eternity, if you know the greenness, the citrusy, the flower, this is minus the flower. You get, yeah, you get some neroli. Yeah, it's very refreshing. It is kind of soapy, but it starts changing very quickly. So the dry down, the connection with the original adventure is that cedar. The cedar note is the woodiness. It's like kind of like you think of fall. That would be perfect. I think this is good for spring and summer. Beautiful if it rains. It reminds me, however, also of Cartier Roadster. A little bit of the greenness of that, you know, the mint. So this one has basil. So herbaceous, citrusy, kind of mild spicy, and then green, woody. This is the fragrance. So is this the unique most fragrance? No, when I smell this now, there are many fragrances like this, you know, because the last 20 years, like 10 to 2024, it's been what, 14 years, right? So in this era, a lot of other fragrances have been released. They may be more interesting than this. Is not the most interesting perfume. It's a laid back, casual, a guy's fragrance. Let's say you just shaved on a summer's day. You want to put something on for a warm day, starting your day casual. Just gonna take your, like, not Cadillac, but you know, one of those cars, like, you know, they can have 2-seaters and stuff. You're just gonna go for a drive, Mustang or something. I don't know. Okay, classic car perhaps. Okay, just going out for the heck of it. This is the kind of fragrance you put on. Longevity for me is 3.5 hours, you know, like on average. And after that, it's faint on the skin. So it's not the longest lasting. So like Davidoff Cool Water. Now it is the intense version. They're much longer lasting, more polished. This, however, is the good old days of Davidoff. Okay, so this is a very masculine statement from back in the time, and it's kind of like this, you know, history book, one of the pages. So it is for collection purpose. Is this a must buy? No, I don't think so. This is not the most unique fragrance anymore. If you already have Platinum Egoist or one of those fragrances I showed you, Chanel Allure Sport, that is a much higher class fragrance. But if, let me tell you one thing, if this perfume was a release of Chanel by any chance, or Hermes, which I feel this one has, yeah, some elements of Hermes, but not that quality. But imagine Guerlain released this. If it was released and sold for 150 bucks in a different nice crystal bottle, this would be selling like hotcake. Okay, that is the truth. That's the reality. When you see Davidoff, oh, CK, Davidoff, Lacoste, not my brand. Pass. This is gonna be the typical mindset. But I'm happy to be reviewing this. This is a historical fragrance, and I hope if I get even 50 views on this, and those people who actually watch this and adore the review or the fragrance rather, they will have sentimental reasons. So do let me know in the comment section if you ever used it. What is your take on it? I like it. It's not crazy good or anything, but out of emotion or anything, I'll not give it a 10. It's like a 7.5 out of 10 kind of fragrance, but nice release, refreshing, and a little bit like a masculinity about it. It's not like a very sweet, over the top citrus. Okay, nice perfume for summer and spring. So 7.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching and take care. Good night from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Bye bye.